Last week on Twitter, Ronnie2K was letting us know that in the next couple of weeks, some big announcements for NBA 2K13 are coming. The All-Star Weekend events are coming back to 2K13. So 2K is going to be adding back some game modes that we used to have in 2K11. In 2K12, they took this out of the game, but here's 2K11. I'm going to show you. We had the slam dunk contest and the three-point shootout. So these game modes are coming back, but there's a catch. The only way you can get the All-Star events that we used to get in previous 2K games is to pre-order NBA 2K13. And with your pre-order, you'll get a code where you can download this as an add-on to your game. So before, it used to come on the disc with the game, but now the only way you can have access to this is pre-ordering 2K13. That's a shady marketing tactic, isn't it? Because pre-order DLC should be something that is new to the game, something that we've never had before, an add-on, not putting something back that we used to have. But there is some good news though. As you can see in 2K11, the three-point shootout was not in an arena, it was done on a street ball court. Same thing with the dunk contest. And I believe that's because EA had some kind of exclusive All-Star Weekend deal, so 2K wasn't allowed to do that. But this year, for 2K13, all these events are going to be in the actual arena that the All-Star game will be taking place in. So that's going to add to the atmosphere. That's the good news. The bad news is that you have to pre-order to get it. And we don't know if this is going to be implemented into other game modes such as My Player or Association. Because when we get to All-Star Weekend in those game modes, it would be nice to be able to participate in the three-point contest, in the dunk contest. That would be crazy. I would have entered in the three-point contest, and imagine how many times you would have heard splash. That would be fun. So hopefully 2K is planning on implementing the All-Star Weekend into the Association and My Player mode. And any chance that they give us to let them know what we would like to see, we need to make sure we tell them. It's our job to tell them that that's what we want. Because if it's just a standalone game mode, then it's useless in my opinion. It's not really a big deal, and that's not something that people really want. And I have one last suggestion for this All-Star Weekend for NBA 2K13. I think the All-Star game needs to change. It needs to be a much more fancy game, an up-tempo game. More unrealistic things need to be possible in the All-Star game for the first 3.5 quarters. And when you get down to the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes or so, then it should go back to the standard 2K basketball that we're known to see. Because right now, the All-Star game is just not that fun to play. It really isn't. If you've played it in My Player, chances are your games were a really low score. Like I remember in My Player, I think we only scored like 80 or 90 points. And in the All-Star game, they're reaching 150, 170. They're flying up and down the court. They're doing alley-oops. They're doing fancy crossovers and fancy passes. And that's what they need to do. So either 2K or EA, somebody needs to change how the All-Star game plays and make it fun. And whichever company does that, is going to have a little bit of an edge there when it comes to the All-Star game. And NBA Live has done things like that in the past. They've added playoff atmosphere. They were the first game to do that, to make the crowd change for the playoffs, to make it really feel like you're in the playoffs. And so sometimes, you know, NBA Live, they do things like that, and maybe they'll have the edge on 2K this year. Maybe that's something that they're going to put in their All-Star game. So I don't know, but that's just a tip for both companies. They need to make it happen, because once one of them makes it happen, then the other one's going to have to do it. And that's only great for us, because then we're going to get an All-Star experience that is a lot of fun. Because the tempo, as you can see in this video, it's really slow. It's just the same kind of basketball that you would see in a regular season game or in a playoff game. It's not that exciting All-Star basketball that we like to play and like to see. So we should have some more info and some more answers coming soon. E3 is coming, and we'll see what happens. Right now is usually not the time when they give us a lot of information, just a little bit, little teases here and there. And so when more information comes out, I'll let you know my thoughts on it. And what we need to do until more information is released and until this game comes out in the fall is continue to put pressure on the developers to give us what we want and to tell us what's going on. Tell us the status. I know we all want that online insight. We want to know what's going to happen online. We are pretty far away from the game's release, so most likely they're not going to tell us anything about online. But last year, as you remember, they kind of kept their lips closed. When there were rumors going around that Crew wasn't going to be in NBA 2K12, they didn't really say anything. They didn't confirm, they didn't deny, they just let it go to the release, and then everybody found out it wasn't in the game. So we don't want something like that to happen again. Our questions need to be answered, whether it's about this All-Star weekend, whether it's about Crew. So what we have to do together as a community is we have to continue to put the pressure on them to make sure they answer our questions. And we can do just that. Ronnie2K on Twitter was saying, you know, the E3 live stream, you can ask us the questions. And so make sure you bring up whatever you got to bring up, because this year we want this game to be amazing. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates.